Welcome to another episode of Geeks from the Multiverse. We got a packed episode for you guys. We're going to be doing a fantasy football update for you. We have another AI Fixed It segment, and then we're going to get to a big red demon baby. Yes, that's right, Hellboy. So I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to get right into it.
We're geeks from the multiverse. We've come to unite all geeks. Now it's time to get geeky and dive right in, 'cause we're geeks from the multiverse.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Geeks from the Multiverse. I don't even know what episode this is.
It's too many. Too many, Matt.
Actually, I can see it right here, 326, which is actually 126. But hey, we're talking Hellboy. We got another AI Fixed It, and this one, I'm telling you, it's epic. It's epic.
You know, especially growing up, I mean, of course, the originals are, well, yes, the comics and all that stuff, but I mean, like, just the movies wise, I mean, dude, the original for me has always been, especially like the first couple, like, have always been like the treasure of like the Hellboy, series in general. Like, I haven't watched the other two. I'm not gonna lie, man. I really haven't. I mean, and it doesn't seem it's the hype,
It's sort of like one tried too hard, and then the other, they honestly did try, but it was like, hey, I have this idea. We just need money. And then here's $10. Go make a movie. And it was like, hey, thanks, boss.
So
it was
I know we're gonna show this photo later on, of course, but what was the description you just gave me a second ago?
So yeah, I mean, if you the photo really does this comment justice, but yes, if you look at the three different Hellboys that there are, because there are three, even though there's four movies. You really have, Ron Perlman's.
Yes, who's the OG, who's, yes, my favorite.
He would be, like your Amazon store, right? Like, he's the kind of OG, like, original.
Yeah.
As far as the movies go. And then you have David Harbour. He's like your Spirit Halloween. Cheap, but scary, right?
Yeah.
And then, I don't even know who the other guy is.
I couldn't tell you either.
Because he's the Temu version. He's the guy that nobody really knows. But when you look at him, you go, what's this cheap shit?
That's that $10 shit you were talking about.
But yes, so before we get into Hellboy and before we, unpack all of that, we did start our year 2 of GFTM Podcast League, which I did rename.
Oh, thank frickin' God. Hold on. Before you go any further, what was the original name, Matt? Because I gave you shit for it, but go ahead.
You gave me shit for it, but you know what? I wanted to name it something that wasn't just the GFTM Podcast League. I was trying to be creative.
Okay,
John.
no, tell everybody what it was first, and then I will go.
Sleeper Variant League,
okay, which was stupid because it's the damn app we use as the name, and then variant.
Yes, because we're all different people, and we're all coming from different. When we all have, one of the stipulations that we have in our league is that every team has to have a geeky name.
Right.
And so if I have a name that's like from Star Wars and someone has a name from Harry Potter, I'm like, well, that like is perfect for variants because we're like talking about Marvel. We're talking about different characters crossing over into different multiverses. So I'm like, we're on Sleeper. We're clearly like teams from different genres of geek culture. So we're the Sleeper Variant League. Like we're variants. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense.
I understand. I just at first when I looked at the name because you didn't explain all this to me, I looked at it and I said, "What the fuck is this shit?" And I didn't understand what it actually meant. It does make sense. Hell, you could have done the GFTM Variant League, and that would have been fine, and I would have been okay with that.
Still would have given me shit.
No, I think if we used our name and then the variant and league and that, I think it would have been fine. Everyone knows that we use Sleeper. Yes, we use Sleeper. We don't use Yahoo. We don't use any of that. Sleeper's been doing just fine, and I think it works well. But yes, no, Matt and I, this is now, what, is it really our third year?
No, it's our second year.
Was it our second? Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah,
You're right.
second.
It is second year. Yes. And so, yes, we decided this year that we're like, you know what? We of course have our 4 OG members. I'm going to say it. Yes, the OG members that we've had from the last year. This year we decided we're like, hey, we're reaching out to some people. I had a couple of buddies. Matt had a couple of people that he had in mind as well. And so we were like, hey, you want to come and join? They're like, yeah, absolutely. One of them has been in the league, or not, sorry, has been in multiple fantasy leagues. He's pretty well versed in this. My other buddy, he is not so well versed. He's trying to learn all this. And I told him, I'm like, listen, I've done a few
that's
now.
pretty much the same with my two
Yeah,
that
it's
I
the
brought
same
in there.
thing.
I mean, they're, one guy has done fantasy football before, but he's new to ours this year.
Right.
And then, our church pastor, Pastor Joe, is brand spanking new to fantasy football.
Right. And so actually my buddy Jordan is the one that is so brand spanking new, and he's actually been on the podcast before. So him and Pastor Joe.
And what's
going
to
to
end up happening is either Pastor Joe or Jordan is going to win.
Yeah, but hold on. So this is the funny part.
They're going to make it to the playoffs, and they're going to face each other, and one of them is going to win.
I know. So here's the funny part. So yes, Matt last year won, even though I think at one point, if my dad didn't give up at the very end of the time frame, my dad could have won.
I don't acknowledge that.
I know. See, Matt's like whatever. He's like, but here's the thing. Matt's like,
I don't acknowledge that.
No, but I know he won. I know in one of the other leagues that
Championship is mine.
Anyways, we're going to see about that. Anyways, this year's going to be a little different. And so because Matt, he's the commissioner and he's making me the co-commissioner.
You are actually.
Oh, I don't know. Am I? Because at one point you said I was going to be. So I guess, is that the case still, or am I not the?
No, you are. I did it earlier in the week.
Oh, of course you did. You already did it without me even knowing it. That's fine.
Yeah, I did it earlier in the week.
So, but anyways, the whole thing is I'm going to let Matt explain here in a minute. But we've changed some rules. We've done some different stuff, and that, we're trying to make it a little bit more fair. And this year, the biggest thing is just kind of like last year, running backs are going to be the very kind of key core when it comes to points. And I know quarterbacks, yes, they can definitely get you some points and stuff. Wide receivers, I'm not saying they're not going to be giving you a lot of points, but they're not going to be as heavy as previous years like I've done with Matt so far. But running backs are really going to be your key component for making a lot of points.
Any pass catchers really will still be.
No,
I mean it's really going to be your pass catchers, but I mean wide receivers are going to be more touchdown dependent because, I mean, running backs will have, and it's not just all running backs. It's really pass catching running backs because I mean we're doing half PPR, so it's really your pass catching running backs because they're getting that pass.
Right.
They're getting the points for passing, and they're also getting the running points too. So
the problem is a lot of teams that we've seen, at least in the past year, have been doing a lot of running tactics, at least with their their points wise. Because a prime example, I know I had Lamar Jackson last year, and I had Saquon Barkley, who definitely got me some points. But Lamar Jackson was up there because I mean, granted, with a lot of his passes, most of it, like I said, was running. So he was just passing the ball and saying, okay, go be my guest and just start running it. But again, it depends on each team because, again, the biggest thing this year, and I know Matt, I actually had to talk to Matt about this, is that this year I'm actually taking a different approach since now I've been doing this a little bit more. I am going to be doing some mock drafts. I haven't really done a whole lot as of lately. I'm actually planning on doing a lot tomorrow and just kind of getting my familiarization with that and actually doing it.
I've done a shit ton.
I know you've done a shit ton, but the thing is, for me, it's more I just need to know because with Matt, and this is what I still call bullshit here. I know he randomized it. I understood he randomized it, but I love how. Hold on, listen to me. Listen to me. Don't you start speaking out of turn here. Listen, the point is the fact that he's still number goddamn one on the damn draft, and I'm like, how the hell did you do that?
Hey. I still have a huge disadvantage being. I understand being one is still I have 2 picks right in a row, and it's oh yeah, being pick number 1 is so great, but it's actually not great. I would rather be pick maybe 3 or 4 because when you're 1, I still have to wait an entire first round and then an entire second round before I can make a whole nother pick. And then at the bottom of the second and the top of the third, I get to make another pick. So in between every single one of those rounds, I can make a pick, but yes, I have an option of taking a Saquon Barkley or a Justin Jefferson or
somebody who's going to be
somebody
getting
who's
points.
who's that first elite. But then all throughout that first round, every single elite player goes.
Oh, I understand.
And then that whole second round, every other player that's elite goes. So by the time it gets to me, I'm stuck with like Drake London. And I'm going, I don't fucking want that guy. Like,
no, I mean, because
I want a Nico Collins or someone that's actually.
Oh,
like,
I know
good.
what you're talking about.
You know
No,
what
I know.
Like,
but like so it's funny the way it goes, right? So I don't know all of the draft order, but I find it interesting because one of the players one of the people that are doing this league, Jordan, is literally last, and so of course in his mind he's like, oh well, whatever. He probably doesn't a whole lot know, but the thing is like for him, I'm like, dude, like you actually have a good spot. I'm like that because you can pick twice in the first round, or at least, well, first and then second round, literally being right there. My only advantage is like, yeah, I kind of get that same thing where, like I'm at towards the end. I think I'm sixth, I think.
4, 5, and 6 is the best spot because you really get those middle picks. But like, it's the same thing with if you're last or if you're first. If you're first or last, if you're last, whatever. Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. Shake and bake, baby.
Shake and bake. But if when you're last or you're first, you still. I mean, even Jordan's going to have to deal with this, where he's got to wait an entire round.
Oh yeah,
where he literally just has to watch everybody just go. Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, like every single elite, like CeeDee Lamb, like Justin
Tyreek Hill or whoever.
Every single elite player is going to be chosen in that first round, and then he's going to get all the way. I mean, he's still going to get somebody who's really good in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
But then
that's where the slim pick. I'm not saying slim pickings happen, but like the second tier.
When you get to about like round 8 or so, it's really going to be like real tricky. But we're really excited for this year. I think it's going to be real fun. I mean, we changed it up from. We were initially, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex spots, 5 benches, to now it's a little different because now we actually have to plan ahead because now we have 3 running backs and 3 wide receivers that we have to start.
Right.
And then we have 1 single flex, which makes it really difficult.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess the only benefit is like you can, between a tight end, running back, and a wide receiver, at least then you can pick between all of them. But the biggest thing is we're still keeping the 1 QB. We originally thought about doing 2, but then we're like, no, let's just stick with the 1. Because then at least with your bench, it's still the same. But again, it's all, and this is where what Matt's saying here is that, when it comes down to, each week, and this is what I was telling, Pastor Joe, and I'm going to be mentioning this to Jordan, is that you really have to know who you're going to start and who you're going to bench, because again, each week I'm like, and it's hard. It's very hard because you need to know the bye weeks. You need to know all this stuff because if you get screwed, because here's the reason why. Before, it was based off the waiver list, and we are not doing that this year. This time we're doing, what is it called, Matt?
Well, we're doing a fab. So
we're doing a fab, but
it's based on a budget. So you have $100 for the entire season, and basically what you have to do is just make a bid. And if your bid wins, then you spend that amount of money. So if somebody puts somebody, if there's somebody on the waiver wire that you want, and you bid, $25, and your bid wins,
then you just spent $25.
Then you're out. You only have 75 left for the season. But if you continue doing like these, $5, $10, $15 every single week, you're gonna end up by week 15 or week 12. You're not going to have anybody. So this is one of those things like
you kind of just need to wait.
If you don't need anybody, don't pick them up. And we were saying this last year just to ourselves. We weren't saying it on the podcast, but when we were talking, like, if you don't need anybody,
don't get it.
Don't pick people up on the waiver wire. Like, this is how you get higher on that waiver wire list. When you have that waiver wire, you're just doing it by,
by each time. But the biggest thing is like we've said, like, the different, bye weeks and knowing which players to play, because again, you don't want to pick usually the same players that are on the same team, because now you have 2 players that are now in a bye week and now you have to bench them, and hopefully the other people that are on your bench aren't having a bye week, or at least having something else that they can do. Because again, and this is where you get screwed if you don't.
Hopefully they're not shit players, but
well, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
but it's just a bunch of things.
We should get on to what I really want to talk about, John.
Okay, sorry. AI fixed it.
Let's get into AI fixed it,
bitch.
AI fixed it. Hollywood broke it. Drop that mic, yeah, we roast it, smoke it. Blueprints here, follow it.
Follow it. I love that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I know what you were gonna say.
I was like, let's not. I already said it.
AI fixed it. What we do is we plug in a movie or a TV show into AI, and it gives us 5 problems and 5 solutions. And basically, when we get this list, it's not edited. I do not we do not go back in and re-prompt to fix whatever it says to us. I'm basically copying and pasting into a Google Doc, and this is what we got.
Let me put it this way. Matt did some note changes for me for another episode down the road here. And AI was so brutal that he said to it, he said it basically AI wanted to roast the shit out of me.
Oh, it did want to.
And I was like, because it was just, let's just say it like this. I didn't watch a certain movie. And it was like wanting to make fun of me, all this other crap. And like Matt was like, listen, man, we're not going to make fun of him for it. But he wanted to roast the shit out of me. So the fact that it was going to do that, I mean, it says a lot, especially about this that we're going to be talking about. Because
this goes.
There's one funny thing that I honestly read, and I was like, there's no way that it fucking said that. And I started laughing out of it. But anyways.
I did actually add one note for myself.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But it's more of a talking point than it is like adding a note that AI did.
Okay.
But that's why I'm going to do number 2. So if you can do number 1.
All right. So number 1, right? So the 5 real problems here, but number 1, multiverse mess instead of a Flash story. I mean, no shit on that one. Warner Brothers marketed this as The Flash, but it turned into Batman and Friends featuring the Scarlet, speed bump. Oh, speed bump. I didn't even see that. I was like, the speed bump.
Scarlet speed bump. That's great.
Barry got showed into his own movie so that he could get squeezed in by Michael Keaton, nostalgia bait, and random cameos of dead actors. Instead of focused Flash tale, it's just a messy pile of a half-baked fan service. I mean, it's so true, though, because when you watch the damn movie, there are some good things about it to a degree. I'm not saying everything. It was a little weird at some points, but when you start adding in Michael Keaton, absolutely, it was. I love that. I love that aspect of it. But you're right. I mean, then you throw in a random Supergirl, who's not even.
Well, I mean, a random Nicolas Cage.
Well, that was. I mean, so hold on. Actually, I found that out though. That actually was a movie that was supposed to. Well, and
I understand, but did it need?
I know it didn't need to be in there, no. But I found it interesting that they threw a little cameo bit to that, but. No, I mean, it was a pile of shit. And it was a pile of mess of you don't know what is really going on. And then all of a sudden it's like, you're right. It is Batman just kind of taking the lead on that shit. And you're like, where's the Flash?
I mean, I love myself some Michael Keaton Batman. I did not lying about that. But I mean, really, did you have to have a second Flash wearing a spray painted Batman suit?
Oh yeah, yes, I mean, yeah, and then have the fucking lightning bolt on it. Yeah, I know. No, absolutely not.
It just was a mess. So number 2, the problem number 2, cartoon level CGI in a $200 million film.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
So the Chrono Bowl looked like a PS3 cutscene, and not a good one. Babies look like rubber dolls. Cameos look like deep fake stock footage. And the final fight looked like a speed run through an unfinished video game. The studio's excuse? It's Barry's perspective. Yeah, no, it's called bad rendering.
That's true.
So this is the note that I add. So this is called you didn't finish the CGI, and then you go out and say, this is the way it's supposed to look. This they actually said this.
I know you said, and we talked about this too.
And you're like. Oh, it is? Like, you don't think that we wouldn't notice? Like, you didn't even bother to put ears on Adam West's Batman cowl? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and then the Nick Cage,
and then long-haired Nick Cage Superman, that was needed in this movie?
No, and like I said, I know what the whole cancellation of it was a Tim Burton actually who did it or was supposed to do it with Nicolas Cage because I remember seeing a video on it. But no, does it make any sense? No, because there's no reason to throw a random.
I understand the multiverse, DC's multiverse and showing different things, but like
No. Let's get it straight. It's DC Elseworlds, baby.
whatever you want to call it. What the exact explanation of this is a PS3 cutscene, babies looking like rubber dolls, cameos looking like deep fake stock footage, and then the final fight looking like a speed run through an unfinished video game. That is like the perfect explanation of what this movie looked like.
No, I totally agree. And I mean, the fact that you and I both said that the CGI was so not even well done and that
they didn't finish it on purpose.
I know. And then I'm like, again, because we even talked about it. Like, you're going to sit there and tell us that it was supposed to be on purpose and that, you have a film that is that much. There's no fucking way that you couldn't have spent more time on it or just delayed the movie to then finish it.
That sounds like that old, like, oh, my dog ate my homework. Like,
Sorry.
You know what I mean? Like,
and then, by the way, it's your perspective.
like why you late for work? Oh, like my grandmother died. Like, it's like,
didn't you say that last week?
It's like, the age old thing. Like when something fucks up and you're like, well, why'd you do that? Oh, it was supposed to be like that. Like, no, it's like when you buy something and it was really expensive and then your wife's like, hey, what's that? What do you mean? This thing, I've had it the whole time.
Bullshit. It looks like a macaroni fucking project you just did there for a minute.
You're like, no, I've had this the whole time. No,
Yeah, well-
that is new. You've just bought this. No.
No. I've had this entire time.
Yeah.
So you bought a pile of shit for no reason? Yes, I did, actually. And then this next one,
boy.
I do have to talk about this one. So
Yeah.
this next one is, this one's probably the biggest complaint, and I know Matt is a big proponent of this one, but it's Barry Allen, the awkward annoyance, and the dumbest running form in cinema history. It should be history, not in cinema. Ezra Miller's Flash was written as a jittery, socially awkward gag machine. That's fine in small doses, but here it's every scene. Sorry. The dual Barry setup just doubled the cringe. And let's not forget his running style, like a confused Olympic swimmer who forgot the water was missing. It's not human or superhuman grace. It's my toddler pretending to be Naruto.
Oh my god!
I mean, so the problem was, and I know we're gonna fix that too, because this was a big one. I mean, when you look, and Matt mentioned this to me because he said this to me before I watched the movie. He's like, watch his running.
The running is so fucking I don't know why he swings his arms to why does he swing his arms to the side?
I know. So
nobody runs like that.
No. So like if you compare it to like the CW, right, and you watch the Flash and like the TV show versus what
he
this guy
runs
does.
like a normal person
right.
runs.
He's going like this, right, and he's throwing his arms up, whatever. This guy Ezra, he's doing this. He's like. Like he's just flailing his arms like it's nothing.
He's doing the Olympics, like I said, he's exactly doing like an Olympic swimmer. He's moving his arms to the side when he runs. It was like you watch him and like, who the fuck runs like that?
No, nobody in human history probably ever, unless you're. No, I can't even say it. I'm not going to say it. The point is, you look stupid, man. You look like you don't even know what the hell you're doing, and you shouldn't be having the Speed Force to begin with. That's just me.
When you move your arms like that, it's not even aerodynamically correct. Like you would be running slower if you moved your arms.
I mean,
you move your arms like this because your arms are closer to your body. Not like when you
look. No, think about it. Like when you look at Olympic running or like people that are sprinting. They're definitely not doing what the hell his fucking motion and his little flailing of the arms and whatever he's doing.
If you ran like that in real life, you would take off like a fucking plane. like a helicopter. It'd be like, whoa, what the hell?
What is this shit?
He's flying in the air, that motherfucker.
Hey, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's what the fuck is that? Anyways.
All right, number 4, Zod and Supergirl wasted, and not in a good way. Not like Supergirl will be in the new movie. I'm just putting it out.
He's like, I'm not trying to spoil it here.
So Michael Shannon's Zod is barely present and looks like he'd rather be at the DMV.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny
God.
right there. Sasha Calle's Supergirl had real potential, but she's shoved into a joyless, rushed arc that ends with her repeatedly dying in the same time loop. No growth, no payoff, just disposable multiverse fodder.
I mean, it's true, though. I mean, the fact that Michael Shannon, so yes, he played Zod in, Henry Cavil's, version of
Yes.
Zod, but like, he did I thought he did a really good job as Zod, for the most part, and, you're right. There was no growth. There was no nothing. He was just like, okay, whatever. I'm just here, I'm just pretending to be my role again, and I'm
just
like,
did his role and he was just present. Like there was no payoff to his role. But I mean, Supergirl did have real potential if she was put in the movie for something real.
I mean, she was just there as an extra at this point.
You basically just put her in there just so she could die over and over and over and over again in different ways.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at least Batman, I mean, he's trying to, at least try to prevent some of that shit. And he's actually a badass doing it. But like, don't get me wrong. There was I think there was one scene I do remember when she like beats the shit out of, was it Zod? I think it was Zod. Like he was like, like it just like straight up like punching the shit out of him. That was cool. But like other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot of other things that I can remember.
They were just their characters were just wasted in that.
And then the final one, the emotional core buried under gags and cameos.
Mm-hmm.
The heart of the story should have been Barry confronting grief and learning to let go of his mother. No shit. Instead, I call it, or they say WB here, but Warner Brothers, stuffed it with so much slapstick, bad improv, and cameo distractions that the emotional weight felt like an afterthought. I mean, it's true. I mean, I know it was also like kind of forced, humor. It wasn't like a natural, like his,
right.
When you look at Flash or Barry Allen, right, he's funny in his own way, or especially like when you look at the comics or the, at least some of the animated stuff, like he's funny in his own right. And
yeah, I mean, in the comics, he had more of a dry humor. It wasn't like, he was like a slapstick, but he wasn't, he also wasn't awkward or like weird,
and he was very weird and awkward in this, because he's not the Barry Allen that we know, right? And it almost sounds like, when Matt and I talked about this, I mean, this should be an AI fix too, and I know it's probably not in here. They really should have just chose a lot of the CW characters that were on those shows and honestly put them in the fucking screen, because I'm telling you, they would have done a hell of a lot better than half the people that they would have done. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but like at least the Flash in this case.
Well,
Grant Gustin, man, he's my Flash. And I know he's your Flash. I'm sorry. Like he's the guy that I would have wanted to see on the big screen, not fucking Ezra Miller.
Certainly not Ezra Miller, but I mean, whether he does Flash or not, I mean, there probably are other people that could pull the role off. It just would be seeing him in the role, and whether James Gunn chooses the right person for it or not. I don't know.
Well, I know he's not going to choose Grant Gustin. I think he's going to choose somebody else.
But we should get into the fixes. So, one, make it. Hey, this is an idea. Make it a Flash movie. No, Batman's greatest hits. So strip away the Keaton overload. I mean, I love myself Keaton, but yeah, strip away the Keaton overload and the random dead celebrity cameos. Focus on Barry, his journey, his relationship to time. The multiverse can be there, but it serves the story, not the marketing department. Batman can cameo, not co-star.
Yeah, and I mean, you're right. I mean, if it was a Flash movie, it should have been based off Flash. And I mean, and not really focusing on like, hey,
Batman co-starred in that movie.
No, I know he did. And it didn't
not cameoed. He was a co-star, and that's the whole point. Like, this wasn't a Flash movie.
No, it was a Michael Keaton movie. it really was.
It should have just been a Crisis Infinite Earth or whatever that,
Yeah, it should have never been called, Flash, whatever. I don't even.
Flashpoint or whatever that, whatever that thing that happens. It should have just been called that and not a Flash movie, because it's clearly not about the Flash in a whole, because you really just don't get that. But anyways, moving on.
Yes. And now the second one. Commit to high quality grounded visual effects. Hey, what we just talked about. No PS3 baby tosses. There you go. No Uncanny Valley Nicolas Cage spider fights. There you go. Go practical where possible and keep CGI photorealistic.
There you go.
Hey,
How about that?
time travel sequences should look mind-bending and awe-inspiring. Think Interstellar meets Doctor Strange, not Shrek 2.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, I didn't
that is
even know that.
That is so right, though. I mean, you look at Shrek 2 and then you think of the Flash, and it's like,
Oh my God.
oh my gosh.
That's
that
like
is
similar.
like- the CGI almost was like Shrek 2 in some scenes.
I mean, it's sad that you're comparing it to a fucking
An
animated
show,
Yeah,
like movie, yeah.
God.
Oh, so give Barry a running style that doesn't look like aquatic jazz hands.
Hey, what did we
Hey.
talk about?
Hire an actual sprinter, or hey, we should hire.
We should hire Usain Bolt or somebody that
They-
actually knows what they're doing.
This is like should have been a conversation between the producers. Hey, we should hire a sprinter. No. Fuck it. Let's just let Ezra Miller run how he runs
In real life.
in real life.
This is how he looked like when he was in gym class
Yeah.
back in the
So
day.
yeah, hire an actual sprinter or an athletic consultant to choreograph the run. The Flash should look like the fastest man alive, not like he's about to win a synchronized swimming gold medal. Make it aerodynamic, powerful, and believable. Something a kid would want to imitate, not mock.
I mean, that's true. I mean, most kids would probably mock
Shit.
the shit out of that.
Yeah.
And then give Zod and Supergirl real arcs. No kidding.
Yeah.
Instead of show up, fight, die repeatedly, let Supergirl survive and evolve. No kidding. Give Zod a reason to be here beyond because Man of Steel nostalgia. Maybe Zod knows about Barry's timeline, meddling, and it's exploiting it, raising the stakes of both heroes.
Hey,
It makes sense. I mean,
I mean, you can't really argue about any of
no,
these.
and I can't
really.
even talk about it because that's a legitimate reason.
So number 5, and this is the last one, center the story on mother-son arc. So make this Barry's emotional crucible. Every decision should be built toward him facing the impossible choice. Save his mom or save reality. Cut the excess cameos and comedy beats in the third act so his final goodbye lands like a gut punch, not like a Hallmark card between fart jokes. Wow.
No, I mean, and here's the thing. Like, when I look at that, right, that whole thing, I mean, it's true. I mean, we just talked about, what was it, mutate or...
Mutate, don't malfunction.
Right. So it's the same thing here. Like, you need to have a turning point or have a, like it just said, emotional crucible, like something that's going to change the character or at least get to them to that point.
Basically, I think this was the movie right at the end, right, where he's like walking around and he thinks like Bruce Wayne is walking up to him, and it's fucking George Clooney.
All of a sudden, you're like, you're not my Batman.
Yeah, and he's like,
like,
he's like, you're not fucking Bruce Wayne. He's like, yeah,
yes, I am.
and we're all like,
I mean,
no, bat nipples, no, you're not.
the Bat Nipples.
Hey, bat nipples, no, you're not.
Hey, no, listen, Bat Nipples, I need you to go back in time
Yeah,
here.
hey, I'm glad you're not canon because you don't need those.
You know,
bat
it'd be even
nipples.
weirder if he like show Val Kilmer or somebody random like that, just randomly show up and be like, "Wait, Christian Bale? What is it? What is going on here?"
Yeah,
I know.
I don't even know what they were thinking with that one, but anyways, if Warner Brothers, not W, I don't. It's AI, so they probably couldn't say Warner Brothers, but if Warner Brothers had fixed the CGI, killed the breaststroke run, and actually made this about Barry Allen instead of Michael Keaton's Greatest Hits tour, The Flash could have been DC's emotional showstopper. But instead of the punchline to every worst superhero movie list in the next decade, that's pretty much what The Flash became.
I mean, literally, this is like the B-rated, probably almost a C-rated movie of like superhero movies right now. I mean, and it's sad because, like we just said, this could have been a great movie if they actually did the CGI, did it about Flash, did it about certain things, and made
Out of
certain
all of
arcs.
yeah, I mean, out of all of this, I mean the whole movie was terrible, but I think the whole thing out of this for me definitely was like the CGI just kills it.
No, I thought it was the CGI in his running style.
Well, I mean, both of those were killers for me, but I mean when you're watching the CGI, it's so terrible that you almost just can't get over the way that it looks. But
No, I know.
that was AI fixed it. We'll have more of those coming up
Yeah, down the road. And
down the road. If you have an idea for, hey, you guys should do this movie, you guys should do this. Hey, maybe we should do Halo coming up.
oh, there we go. Hey, this is for you, Scotty boy, aka son-in-law over here. I'm just saying.
I would love to. I would love to find out what AI, what ChatGPT thinks about the Halo series.
Oh, especially what we've talked about. Oh God,
boy,
that would be bad.
That would be
interesting.
Awesome. But let's get it. Let's dig into some Hellboy. So we got a big red demon baby adopted by a professor. He fights Nazis, monsters, drinks beer, basically blue-collar paranormal investigator.
So yes.
I think there's cats in there somewhere too.
Oh, is there cats? I didn't know if there was cats.
I think there's cats in the movies. I don't know about the comic book so much, but I think in the movies there were.
Oh, maybe. I haven't watched Hellboy in a while, but I mean, you could be right. I mean, and here's the thing, right? Today we're roasting why Hollywood keeps fumbling this guy and why the comics are pure genius. And again, this is why when we talk about
they just can't
follow the damn blueprint.
They just can't follow the blueprint. I mean, the comics were the description that I'm looking at is if a haunted house drew comics, this is like Hellboy basically came out of that. Like it's shadowy, gothic pulp. There's minimal lines, heavy atmosphere, muted colors. Mike Mignola is the creator of Hellboy.
So this is interesting. I actually didn't know this. Hellboy wasn't even planned. Mignola doodled him at Comic-Con, then built the entire mythos later. Accidentally iconic. So the fact that he randomly drew him at a Comic-Con and said, I'll figure this out later, and then became what Hellboy is now. Yeah. That's impressive. I mean, because I don't think every now I'm thinking about it, like everybody that we've been talking about, I don't think they've ever done. They've just like, okay, I'm just going to draw him at like some random event, and then I'm just going to start creating like a hero origin story or something like that.
Probably just. I mean, he probably was just doodling.
No, I know, but
it was just doodling. Like it was when he was waiting in between signatures.
Well, it was either that or like like I always think of like a kid in like either like art class or like one of the random classes. He's like, oh, let's talk about math today, and then he's just going, oh, this is nice. And he's just like randomly drawing shit and whatever. Oh, this is cool. Whatever this is. Yeah. I'm going to call him Hellboy.
I mean, that's kind of the same with Spawn. I mean, Spawn kind of started the same way. Like it was kind of like a drawing that Todd McFarlane had when he was younger.
Oh, yeah, a kid. And then, yeah. Well,
he drew Spawn when he was like 16.
Right. And well, he developed it though. I mean, that was different where he already had the time. This guy just ran. I'm just going to randomly doodle shit and just going to see what happens with it.
Well, I mean, it also helps that, he's part of Image Comics already. I mean, you know what I mean?
So, okay. So he was already a part of something.
It's not like he was just like some random dude like you or me and was like, hey, I have this character that I doodled at a comic. Can you look at him? Like,
can you see if it looks, hey, what are you going to call him? Hellboy. Oh, that sounds like an interesting name.
Well, he's from hell and he's a boy, so, I mean.
You can't call him Hellman, or something stupid. I don't know.
Well, is he mayonnaise? Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
I drew this guy. I think he's called Hellman. Well, how about you call him Hellboy?
Because he's a boy. Not because he's a man, he's a boy.
So yeah, it's basically like the idea is with Hellboy, it's like destiny versus free will because technically, yes, he is from hell.
Right.
He is an actual like demon from hell. So he is technically supposed to end the world. And even though the joke here is like, oh, but I got bills to pay, but he doesn't want to.
Well, it's not like
it's just because like the way that he was raised by the professor.
Right, but I was going to say like he's not Antichrist. Like he's not like the, you know what I mean, like the spawn of Satan in this case, like I'm thinking more like that, but like in this case, like, yeah, he was meant to destroy the world. He's a demon. He's this.
No, and that's why, that's why he always has the horns cut.
Yeah, I mean,
because I think once they fully grow out and if he left them that way, then yes, he would be
the world destroyer.
He would be that world destroyer, and he would be basically unstoppable.
I mean, it's almost like Ragnarok in the sense of like that. I mean, if, in that case.
The blue collar hero basically like we said before, punches monsters, grabs a beer. He's a paranormal kind of like he has that team with Professor Broom and
who's that? I can't remember the aquatic guy.
Abe Sapien.
Oh, we're gonna talk about him.
Yeah, they're in the very next segment.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so they have their own team, and they kind of go out and investigate these paranormal things, and so that's where he goes and like punches monsters. He has that big, huge hand.
Oh, I know. He has like a normal sized hand. All of a sudden, you're like, wait, what?
But he does shoot guns, and
actually,
in the comics he has a whole bunch of different weapons that he uses. But
yeah, actually, no, my bad. No, actually, I just remembered he has two hands that are literally the same. Right, the two.
No, he has
ones?
one.
Or does he have one normal hand? I thought
he has one small one and one big.
Oh, he does. Oh, okay, so I was right. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of talking about like characters and stuff. I mean, Hellboy. I mean, I didn't realize his name was Anung on Rama. So he's again demon spawn, sarcastic. He's I guess filed. Oh yeah, filed down horns. Yeah, big heart buried under a grumpy exterior. It kind of reminds me of Matt.
Sounds like me.
It sounds like you. Where's your horns, buddy? I don't. Is that?
They're filed way down.
Are they like way deeper in your skull?
They're filed way down.
They're like way down. And then Professor Broom. Yes, the adoptive dad, paranormal Van Helsing with tenure. No, okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense. And or do you want me to keep going, or do you just want to jump in?
Yeah, I can do Abe Sapien. Abe Sapien is a psychic fish, fish wizard.
Like the name.
I mean,
oh, that's funny.
He's not a wizard, but he's a psychic, like kind of aquatic.
Well, I mean, he can like basically
character.
Well, it's almost like he has that. Why am I drawing a blank here? It's like the telepathic. Like he's very like telepathic in that sense. He can kind of like sense emotion and like sense what others are feeling.
Yeah, he has a very tragic past as far as like the comics go, and you can see it in the movies too. And then Liz Sherman, she's a character. She's more of like she controls fire. And I know like the notes kind of go into this like D&D kind of vibes, because this is where AI kind of wrote these notes in a D&D kind of way to make them more geeky, I guess.
Yeah.
But she would be kind of like that fire mage. She's got a lot of emotional trauma.
Well, isn't she like a love interest with Hellboy?
In the movies, but not in the comics.
Okay, I didn't know if that was really the case between both.
In the movies and in the Ron Perlman movies, yes. But in the comics, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this last one, Rasputin. So this one I just found really funny for like 2 seconds. A Russian Voldemort hyping the apocalypse since 1993. A Russian Voldemort, like that's what it comes up with. Like I was just like, okay, that's random.
Yeah, but it's completely random.
It's like, okay,
especially when the rest of it is like,
like wait, what?
I mean, even the Professor Broom with the Van Helsing thing. I mean, you're getting fire mage and
a psychic fish wizard.
And then you have Russian Voldemort
hyping the apocalypse.
But I mean, most of the Rasputin was pulled from history. So so you have like yes, he's Russian, but you also have like Nazis in the comic book that he's fighting. You have different monsters that he's fighting, like demon spawns.
Was it always based in the 40s? I thought it was always kind of later on too. I didn't realize it was always based in the 40s in this sense.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really read the comics per se, but
no, I was only curious. I didn't know if like every single Hellboy version was always in like the 40s in the sense, like to keep the comics and the I guess the story more accurate with each other. But clearly, like we said, like when you have Ron Perlman's version, that is like I would say more of like a 40s ish, maybe a little later.
Well,
but
I know. In the movie, they brought Rasputin kind of back to life, or they brought him.
Did he?
Yeah. So they used some kind of magic thing to bring him.
Oh, right, because we have the fish wizard here, and we, and we have a few others, but yeah.
Yeah, they used some kind of a magic doorway to bring him in.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. And he had some kind of a power too, but yeah. I mean, it's. Obviously, if you look at them as D&D kind of like classes, right? You have your Hellboy, which is your tank, right?
Yeah.
Your
wizard.
Abe Sapien, which would be your wizard. Liz would be the fire mage, and then the cleric, I guess, would be Professor Broom, because he would be like that mentor cleric kind of character. There is. I don't know if it's just in the movies or if it was in the comics too, but there was like that FBI guy that was in the movie.
Oh, shit, man, I haven't seen it in
But
so long. But yeah,
he was kind of like the caretaker
oh, the caretaker.
person. Yeah, that was kind of like watching over.
And then this one, great comics, killer cast. Then Hollywood steps in and said, "What if we ruin this? What if we just say fuck it and we just do it?" And that's basically the thing.
I mean, I think when you and this is Hollywood, right? I mean, you take the comic book and you're like, Hellboy, I think this would make a great movie.
Right.
Like, and then you're looking at the studios and they're looking at this comic book and they're like, yeah, why wouldn't it? And, yes, Del Toro films were, you got one in 2004, you got one in 2008. They definitely got like the gothic fairy tale in this part of it. And I think that the characters were fantastic.
Right.
The way that they did Hellboy and Abe and the characters in the movies were perfect. I think they were great. I don't think that you could get a better Hellboy than Ron Perlman.
No, I think he did. I don't even know. Like it's kind of like on that same level with like Deadpool and like Wolverine. Like you really it's hard to see him not be him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like he really defined that role. I mean, and honestly, I think even Ron Perlman even said like that was one of his favorite roles.
And I don't think it's just the way that he looks. I think it's just the way he
acts.
He acts and the way that he just took the character.
He embodied it.
But it did took liberties with lore. Some of the character arcs were very condensed. Between the Hellboy and Liz, there was a romance there that never happened in the comics. And granted, yes, Hollywood can make changes. We're not saying they can't.
No, you're right. I mean,
So,
absolutely.
It's one of those things like when you make these changes, does Hellboy and Liz romance add to the plot of the story that you're telling?
I mean, I think for their sake, I mean, for this set of movies, I mean, it could have gone either way, but I mean, sure. I think it worked fine. I don't think it made it really about that piece of it. I think it just kind of maybe just, added a little flair to it, sure, but like not enough to like overcompensate the whole thing. But yeah.
You look at these two films and they're obviously, when you look at Hellboy as a whole, they're cult classics, but neither of them were box office smashes.
No, I mean they definitely
did better than the other two. Certainly,
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yes.
don't even get started with this 2019 reboot with good old David Harbour here.
I think he did his best with what was given.
Yeah, I mean,
I love myself some David Harbour. I mean,
actually, you know what? If I'm gonna,
great actor.
I'm gonna tell you, if anyone ever wanted to play you, I think he would be a good job.
Hey.
I think he would do a really good
If
job.
anybody was going to play me, I would want David Harbour.
You want David Harbour to play you? That's good. I'm glad
But
to hear.
I've seen David Harbour in some really good stuff, and not just like Stranger Things.
Yeah,
and he is a tremendous actor with a lot of range.
Yeah.
And so,
now, granted, he does
I
like to
think-
play a lot of drunks. I will say that.
I think if you had him in a Del Toro,
Oh, I think he would have killed it.
I think he would have killed it.
No, I
I think you're right. But you put him in this shit, and it's a mix of Frankenstein, and you, and I'm not even joking about this. You mix Frankenstein with them trying to
Marvelize. There you go, Marvelize.
I was not going to say marvelize, but I was going to say marvelify.
Marvelify. Oh, there you go, Marvelify.
Yes.
Okay.
When you're trying to take Marvel, and you're trying to take like Marvel jokes and quips and the way that Marvel does things,
Right.
and you're taking like, well, Del Toro really wanted to do some of these things. And so you're making basically a Frankenstein mix of some Del Toro, some weird Marvel things, and then you stuff it with like a whole bunch of weird like the Blood Queen and the Nimue, and nobody knows anything about, and then you make it like, let's make it scary too. like let's make it. Let's make it so like it's grunge, it's scary, it just flopped.
No, I mean, because like when you looked at
It was so radically different that everybody was like, "This
What is this
isn't
shit?
Ron. What is this?"
Where's Ron? Excuse me, Ron, where are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that meme. I get you now.
Aha,
I got you now.
there
Okay,
it is.
we'll talk about that later. But no, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's sad that you have a good actor, or actually, let me rephrase that: a great actor who was given something, was not given the opportunity to show Hellboy in a different sense. And you're right. I mean, if you had a better probably director and you had that potential and things of that nature, like you could have made a very good Hellboy, at least for like a reboot set, and it could have been great. You could have had a trilogy, it could have been a trilogy kind of set if they did it the right way. But because, like you said, it flopped and it didn't have that same Hellboy-esque, feel.
Right.
There was no real potential for this movie to ever grow or even become like a trilogy or something of that nature. And so now, it's just sad. I mean, so then here we go. We're like, hey, you know what? 5 years later, fuck it. Well, let's just do another one.
Hey, yeah, let's do another one. And this is, it's a smaller scale because they had a $10 budget.
With a guy who I never even heard of
it's-
until apparently right now.
Basically direct to streaming. It's video on demand, which is basically direct to streaming. Jack Kesey he basically takes over as Hellboy, and this is the one thing that I haven't seen it, but the one thing I've seen the trailer. The one thing that this movie does is it stays true to the actual source material. So this actually follows the blueprint, John.
Wow, are you kidding me?
They stayed true to the blueprint.
Oh
and
my
they followed
God.
it. And they used practical effects. But the problem was they only had like $10 to their budget. So,
So they can only do like
I'm sure they had more than $10, but
so really it should have been like a D-rated movie.
they had low budget visuals. Like the script was apparently it was terrible. But that comes with, like, if you're gonna do a movie like Hellboy, you need to negotiate for a script that's Hellboy worthy. Like, you have this thing, like, you're doing this movie and you're like, we're doing it straight from the comics. Like, we're building this thing. And this would be my, like, if they ever took like one of the books that I was like that I've wrote, or the one that I'm writing now, and they were like, hey, we want to do a movie, the first question would be like, what's your budget? And if they're like $1 million, no, fuck you.
No, you need more than that. No,
You need about 300, 400 more.
So
You
no,
know
I
what-
know what you mean. But
you know
hold
what I
on.
mean? Like,
Before you go any further, the one thing I was just thinking about, here's what they really should do. Instead of making more movies, they really should have done an animated show or some sort of show. I think they could have really done a really good animated show, especially with the comics wise, and maybe have Ron Perlman voice said character.
that actually is the fix. Like,
Oh, is it the fix? I didn't actually realize it was the
When you
fix.
get a little bit further down, it's like, if you do like, give me an animated anthology, like Castlevania style.
Yeah. And then, I mean, seriously, I mean, you
That
could have.
Castlevania style would be perfect for Hellboy.
Yeah, and I think you really could like have Ron Perlman voice it, and maybe have some of the other
And
characters.
you need to make Hellboy weird again. Like,
Yeah, he needs to be. It's kind of like if you take. It's almost like if you take like Constantine. You know what I'm talking about? In the, I mean, I guess whatever version.
have you watched Creature Commandos?
No, I haven't. I don't think I have. No, because is that DC or no? That is. Oh no, that's Marvel. My
No,
bad.
it's DC.
Is it DC?
Yeah.
Oh, then no, I haven't seen it.
Um,
Is it on HBO or is
it's
it?
on HBO Max. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll take a look at it.
But the show, I mean, it's a good animated show. It can be kind of weird, but it's like one of those animated shows. It's like if you change the kind of theme of it to like that Castlevania style and kept that weirdness to it,
Yeah.
that would be Hellboy, and that would be perfect. But like, if you're gonna do a movie, you need to have the fucking budget, and that's the problem. Like, you're trying to make. And this is where I was saying, like, you're trying to franchiseify or Marvelify
Yeah.
something that is supposed to feel like a weird folklore. And you can't do it. Like, you can't make Hellboy like Marvel. You can't make it a straight horror movie like with zero humor,
Right.
or give it that like Image comic quirkiness and attempt to make it like, hey, we're making this like straight comic, like we're taking the comic book and putting it on the screen. But
No, I mean,
hey, we're giving you $10. Here you go make a movie.
no, I mean, I always think of also like in this case, like Spawn, right? So when you look at the movie versus like the show was dark, plain and simple. The show was
The
completely
show was
dark,
nasty.
right? And then the fact that when you saw the movie, and I'm not saying it doesn't have that
The
same
first time I
appeal.
saw boobs in that, I was like, what the hell?
What is this? What did this show up? No, but like,
And then, not that I care about like what's on the TV when Danielle walks in, but like that was on the TV, and the first time cartoon boobs from Spawn came on the screen, she walked into the kitchen, and I was like, whoa.
stop what I'm doing. No, but I mean, like,
Not that it was like that. I mean, I've watched The Boys when she's walked in.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. That's even
that
worse.
one's bad, and I just didn't stop it. But I mean, it's. You wonder why, like, you don't have success when you're making a Hellboy, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, why aren't these things making any money? Just this morning,
oh, here we go.
I went to click on a movie and I started watching it.
Okay, what was the
It
movie
was the
called?
most fucking boring thing I've ever watched.
Hold on.
And then by the time it actually showed the villain, like the scary thing, I'm gonna put it, because as soon as I say what it is,
Yeah.
you're gonna know.
Okay.
As soon as I saw it,
Yeah.
out loud, I was like, "You're fucking kidding me!
This is a joke.
How much money did you fucking spend on this movie?"
Hold on. Did you actually look up the budget?
No, I didn't, but I
Oh,
should.
you should have. You should have.
They did in 2025.
Oh, this is okay. Brand spanking
This
new.
year, they did Leprechaun, the beginning.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Please look it up. I'm actually surprised that they wanted to bring it back, because I know they've done so many from the '90s, and and then they've done like some of the like mid, what was it, 2010s, or like the mid 2000s or something like that. I mean, they've done it for so long. The fact that they wanted to make another one now in 2020. Actually, I think we did talk about that a long time ago. Oh God, that was a while back now. I'm thinking about it, but like, yeah, I mean, there's no reason, unless you're like rebooting the entire thing, unless this is what that was the whole point to doing, right? Is that my?
I'm gonna turn
correct?
my screen around so you can look at this guy.
Okay, hold on, ready?
Look at this guy.
Oh my God, what is that? The fucking Temu version of Leprechaun, or is that like?
That's the $10. Hey, we just bought this makeup at Walmart.
And we said, "Fuck you. Here's what you're getting." And this is the new beginning. This
was New Beginning.
Oh my God, that
was-
doesn't even look anywhere close to being what?
It came out.
What, a couple months ago?
Let's see. I'm looking it up. Anyways, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, I'm watching this movie, and there's a scene in this movie where he's going after this dude. It's bright daylight. He's outside.
Okay, which he doesn't normally do, but okay.
And we all know, like, Mike Myers did this like whole "I'm the leprechaun."
Oh, that's my favorite scene though, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
We all know the oh, you stole me gold. We know the leprechaun's like a little midget dude, right? We know like what he looks like.
Of course.
This dude is a full size dude. Like,
oh, he's tall.
He's a tall dude, but he walks around the corner. This dude is like standing by the garage, and he's like, "Oh my God!" Like, he's so afraid of this dude. And I'm looking at this leprechaun guy, and I'm like, aren't leprechauns supposed to be like short or small? One,
Yeah, like right, mythos wise, yeah.
two, I'm like, why is half of his makeup like not on his face? Like,
Oh God.
it looked like his makeup was like, and I don't want to go too far into this Leprechaun movie, but like, it just goes into like why this newer Hellboy movie like was just low budget, because this is what they're doing now on fucking like Amazon and these like stupid streaming networks. Like this guy was on screen. And inside the ears, all over his face, you could see skin.
Right. I'm like,
on his face, he had appliances. They were so fucking thick on his face. You just saw it. Like, they were so thick on his face. It was like, did you even try?
no, it was
Did you even try?
no, there's a difference between like when you look at like a school project, right? For let's say like an A+ project that like in a classroom, let's say a science project. And then you're looking at that and you're like, damn, that's like a fucking F- and a half. Like that is what is this shit that we call it? Oh, this is supposed to be the solar system, and it looks like a pile of shit basically in front of you.
Yeah.
You're like, what is this crap? And that when I looked at him, I'm like, once you mentioned the movie, I'm like, oh my God, that is not even close. And not only that, if this dude would, let's say if he was 6 foot, what the fuck are you doing with a 6 foot leprechaun in a movie that doesn't make any sense?
No, and the movie was so fucking boring. I didn't even finish the movie. And you know me, like, I love cheap ass movies.
Oh, I know. We've talked about B-rated movies.
And I didn't even, I'm like, I can't, just the fact that he did not look, I mean,
not even close.
I worked for a haunted attraction. So, like, I know makeup and I know costumes and I know, I know that shit. And it's beyond me, and it's beyond unprofessional to even show something on screen that's not finished. And that was not finished.
That was horrendous, man.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And you're like, well, how come this Crooked Man didn't? Well, because they didn't have the budget. You know what I mean? Like, but you look at this, like, Crooked Man.
Oh, I've already seen what he looked like. I mean, from even just memory. He didn't look horrible, but not as bad as that, what you just showed me. But I mean, he's not even, it's like when you look at like Ron Perlman kind of version, or even, I would even say David Harbour, Harbour, like at least it looked pretty close to being what, even Perlman's kind of version did a little bit, different, of course. But like this one, it just didn't make sense. Like, I think I know that they had like certain pieces to, this Casey virgin over here. He's a virgin, that's for sure, because he ain't getting another movie. It's so bad. Yeah. And yep. Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
those are the keys.
Those are the keys. No. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I know you're trying. You're trying too hard.
You're
really
trying. I mean, he's got the general look, but it looks cheap.
No, and it's not even worth my time. Like, I don't even want to watch it. The Crooked Man? What the fuck is that? Like, oh, it's Hellboy, the Crooked Man. Who the fuck is the Crooked Man? Is that actually comic book supposed to be? Or are you actually looked it up?
Look at this shit.
Oh my God. What is it? Zombies? where did zombies come into play?
It's like, what the hell, dude? Come
what
on.
Is this shit?
What
Like, why are we
bullshit?
throwing in, like, this isn't DayZ. This isn't like, random ass shit just thrown together, because Hellboy has nothing to do with zombies in this case, or not that I know of. Maybe it wasn't the comics, but why are you throwing in random elements that don't make any sense to a Hellboy, at least universe?
But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, honestly, when you have no budget, like, you can't wonder why it's not having success. But like, you try to overcomplicate a character, all the character needs to do is punch fucking monsters. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a budget, you don't even really need CG. I mean, I don't even think the Del Toro movies really used that much CGI, because Ron Perlman had the whole costume.
Right, and it looked wonderful. It actually personified the whole Hellboy experience. And so here's my thing. Ready? And this is where both men and I are going to agree on this. Stop rebooting him like a bad iPhone update. For God's sakes, like we just said, put him in an animated movie or a series or whatever. It could be a movie or it could be a fucking TV show. Then make a movie that's an animated one or whatever. And do it that way for a bit.
And
see how well it does.
You don't have to make it geared towards kids. You can make it geared towards adults.
Right. And there's plenty of shows that do that. And so in this case, he can swear. He can do all this. And we've talked about in the last episode, or I don't know if it was the last episode, but at least in the previous ones, where not everything's meant for kids. And I know people will always say like, oh, well, it should be, this and that. I'm like, no, here's my thing. If you're having your kid watch certain things like this, then you need to have that conversation with them. Like, not everything's going to be towards, like we just said, kids. And so at the end of the day, when a Hellboy series is really in place, it's more for your your younger adults, or like maybe high schoolers, sure, but they're maybe a little bit more. I mean, I would say like maybe like like 17 and up. That's what I'm thinking. Like that kind of older, high schooler in a sense, and then maybe up
Yeah.
and above, right? But like it doesn't need to be like, okay, hey, hey Johnny, who's 8 years old, let's go watch this real quick, and let me tell you how do you feel about this?
I think Hollywood's just afraid. Hollywood is just so afraid of fucking offending people, and
You know what?
I don't understand because like
Where
they make the most offensive shit when it's comedy, right?
Right.
Like comedy
do.
movies are so fucking offensive, but when it comes to like video game movies, comic book movies, superhero movies, it's all of a sudden like, well, we can't offend anybody.
yeah, you know
But
what?
like you can make the most offensive fucking John Cena movie
Hold on, or let's
where they're talking about like putting coffee up his asshole, right? Like,
or
you know what I mean? Like, but you can't. Well, we can't do that in a freaking Marvel movie.
okay, well, hold on. So what about Sacha Baron Cohen when he plays what was it, Muhammad Ali, or no, Ali G, and then like there's what the hell is his name? The damn he's a, oh my god, I can't even think. He's done so many characters that are so offensive in the sense of like, I'm just trying.
Yeah,
to
I
think.
mean,
Like,
it's just
he's a dictator and he's a few other things like well, you have Zorat, no,
Borat.
Borat. Sorry, Zorat, Borat. But like some of those characters that he's done, like,
But that's what I'm saying.
pretty
Like,
offensive,
you can make the most offensive comedy movies in history,
right? And it'd be so fucking offensive. And
but
then,
like when it comes to certain movies, like no, we can't offend anybody. We have to make sure that we're we're making it like we're hitting our DEI check boxes and we're making it fun for everybody, but we'll still shove coffee up John Cena's ass and show his balls every once in a while.
why
That'll
not?
be fun.
yeah, that'd be fine.
That'll be fun for the whole family. Like whatever.
Do you want to see his
Maybe-
asshole get bigger because of coffee?
Maybe in the next TV show we'll have him take a shit on a table for 5 minutes. Like that'll be fun. Hey, how about that, John? Would you like to see John Cena take a shit on a table?
Hold on,
We'll
are
show
you-
his
hold on,
asshole wide open.
hold on,
and
hold
we'll-
on. Are you-
He'll plop it right
Are
down
you talking
on the
about?
table.
Are you talking about Peacemaker? I know exactly what you were talking about. The one show you didn't want to watch.
But this is the thing. Like, this is what we do. Like, we're like, hey, it's comedy. Like, we can do anything. But like comic books or video games,
If I got you.
no,
No, we don't wanna do that.
We can't offend a single person because they'll complain.
And so we're talking about, but this is more of our wrap up here. But like, what is this reading Rex thing?
So
that you're
these
talking
are particular books
about?
that
like,
you
like actual comics, like
yeah.
you were
So
talking
these
about?
are particular comics. If you wanted to just get a kind of quick hit and learn about Hellboy, if you're like, who the hell is Hellboy? Get yourself out of the rock and join us in society.
and actually learn a thing or two about him.
But these are particular books that you can get, and this, the first one is called Seed of Destruction. That's an origin story. The second one is Wake the Devil. That's more of a deep lore of Hellboy, and then Conqueror Worm. That has more cosmic stakes. But those are kind of three,
Like quick reads, I guess. Yeah.
3 stories that you can read on Hellboy that will give you the kind of that origin and some deep lore that you can kind of learn more about it.
Yeah, and talking about Hellboy, it's just sad where Hollywood has done so much to like destroy a reputation of a good comic book, character, and really try to make it, their version of this, like we've talked about, like Marvelify, or I call it Marvelized, version of a character that should have never.
Beep, beep.
A little. Don't start with that. I thought we were going to do that in this episode. Don't start with that. We're not.
We need a little revive up in here.
Little beep beep. Anyways, we're not, unless you play Battlefield 6, the beta. You're not going to understand that. But anyways, no.
Even if they do, they still won't understand.
No, that's fine. You'll understand if you beep beep somebody. Anyways, no. I mean, talking about Hellboy, like we said, it sucks that it is just the way it is. But but kind of moving on here. We appreciate your time. We appreciate everything that you guys do. Again, let us know if we're doing good, if we're doing sucky. You got our email. You got every social media outlet. We've talked about it so damn much. I'm not going to tell you. Look it up. You know where to find us. But anyways, until next time.